Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Marianne Cahill, and I will be your cruise director for this class, which is Education 641 Literacy Programs in the Classroom. And I'm very excited to teach this class. I'm excited to read your work and learn more about what's going on in your classroom and how we can improve things. So, let's get started. Each week I will record a video, and those will be available in each of the weeks. You can see over here that I have organized things into weeks. It's just easier for me. That week is interchangeable with module. So there are 7 modules in this class for 7 weeks of the class. And this week we're going to start with reading for the week is your Spear and Swirling book, which I have right here. Structured Literacy Interventions, Chapter 1. The other book, my copy is online, so I can't show that to you, but that's Foundations for Literacy, or Literacy Foundations for English Language Learners. So those 2 books will be the focus of the class, and I'll be alternating. So week 1 will be focusing more on the Spear Swirling book, and week 2 then we'll flip over to the Literacy Foundations book. So this week we also have 2 articles that I think are really excellent. One is Structured Literacy and Typical Literacy. You all, I'm sure, have heard all about the science of reading and how we are moving toward structured literacy for students. In fact, here in Indiana, the colleges have all had to completely reboot how they present literacy instruction to students who will be teachers. So we've done a lot of work around this. This is an excellent article because it compares what we might do typically in literacy and how structured literacy is a little bit different from that. The other article is The Science of Teaching Reading and English Learners, Understanding the Issues and Advocating for Equity. This sort of introduces the concept of structured literacy for English learners, and that is one of the big focuses for this course. So they're not long. The chapter in Structured Literacy Interventions is not long. I'm trying to keep the reading down to a dull roar so that you can focus more on scholarly writing, which I think is really important in master's programs and sometimes gets left behind. So this course, when we talk about literacy, we're talking about reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And that's something I try to keep in mind whenever I'm teaching any course. It's a little bit more challenging for this course or for these master's courses because they're online asynchronous. So I've tried to build in some opportunities for you to see and hear from each other, and we'll be doing that through a platform called Padlet, which I will walk you through in a few minutes. So along with focusing on the 4 major literacies, reading, writing, listening, and speaking, we're also focusing on culturally relevant competence and equity, and how important that is, especially when we're working with English learners. Almost every teacher has had the experience of working with English learners, but most have not been trained in how to do that. So we'll be working on that. Okay, so let's move to the assignment for the module. So you have really two assignments here. One is to introduce yourself, and you'll do that through, as I mentioned, Padlet. Here I've indicated how to post on Padlet if you're unfamiliar. All you have to do is click on here. Now my face is in the way. And then click on the plus 12 button, and it'll give you an option to video record. And so you just choose video record, and then you follow the directions, and you will create a post. So some things that I'd like you to answer are, what is your name and where do you work? What are your goals after you get your master's degree? If you could, I'd love for you to share a funny classroom experience or memory. If you don't have a funny one, a poignant one, or even a disaster would be fine. And what are you hoping to learn from this class? So you're going to post that here on Padlet. Once you post, anybody can watch your post, and feel free to respond to each other. I think it's important to build community in that way, especially since we are working asynchronously. So feel free to respond to each other.